everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's Carly here. I'm back with another quick review. So today I'm reviewing the new Rare Beauty bronzer stick. The full name is the Warm Wishes Effortless bronzer stick, which is really cute. I think that people have wanted like a bronzer from Rare Beauty since they launched, essentially. So I think it's great they listened to their community and really launched something that people were interested in. And let's start with the packaging. I think this is really cute. And when I first saw the packaging, I think all their packaging is really cute and it's like semi-custom. But the thing that really surprised me is usually with this stick component and a cap like this, the cap like can fall off. I'm sure you all experience this with face sticks, sticks like this that are made for like the lips, but they added like a, I don't know what you would call this, but kind of like a beveled edge inside the cap and on the stick component, so that when you place the cap on, it like snaps shut so it actually stays closed. And I thought that was genius. I don't think I've ever seen stick packaging like this that had it, because most of them just use like, it's like a friction fit, like the cap should stay on because it's like tight around the stick, but this actually, you know, like actually snaps shut. So that was one thing that surprised me, and I wanted to call it out because I appreciate it when they put a lot of thought into the component. Okay, these retail for $23 and you get 7 grams of product and there's 5 shades. So I think that the price for the amount that you get is actually really good. I rarely go through like full bronzer sticks because I have quite a bit. I love cream bronzer, and so I think that 7 grams is like a decent fill weight, and $23 is actually like a really good price. It's one of the reasons I purchased it, because again, I have so many. I didn't really need it, but I wanted to try it out, and $23 is a really good price. I'd say the range of shades is good from what I saw. I actually ordered this online and I still haven't seen it in store at my Sephora, so I'm not entirely sure like how the shades look in person. I'd say that they could have gone maybe a bit darker, because I bought the second to lightest shade and I am pretty fair, so I do think that they maybe should expand 1 or 2 shades darker. And then I also saw a lot of comments saying that in store, when you see all the shades, they're all really warm, and I think that that's a huge miss, obviously, if that's true, because some people, you know, don't like warm undertones with bronzers, and it would be good to have like a lot of neutral or even more like cool contour shades. So hopefully, if that is the feedback, they expand into some more like cool tone shades. So I picked up the shade Happy Soul, which is sold out currently on Sephora, but hopefully it's back soon. And it says light brown with cool undertones, and I got it because it said it was like one of the only cool shades, and in the photos that they have on Sephora, it looked pretty cool tone. I wouldn't say cool, but it looked neutral, but this is actually way warmer than I anticipated. I still don't think it's too warm for my skin tone. I can swatch it here and I can insert a close-up swatch, but this I would not describe as cool. I would say that this is like neutral warm, because it's not so warm. Like, I definitely have more warm bronzers, but it's definitely not cool toned, especially on my skin. So I do think that maybe some of the photos online aren't super precise with the shades, so I would recommend going into your store if you can to see them in person before ordering, because this isn't entirely the shade I thought it was going to be. Okay, now I'm going to insert the demo, and I sort of talk through the formula while also talking through where I'm putting it and my technique. So let's watch that. So the thing about this product that really surprised me is it's actually more of a matte finish than a dewy. So I tried drawing it directly from the stick on my face, and most products, most cream bronzers, even if they're in a stick form, I don't do that. The only one I can is the M Cosmetics stick, because it blends out really nicely, but usually they dry too fast and it's just harder to blend. So I use this method for, I'd say, like 80% of my cream bronzers, but I'll take the stick and I draw it on my hand like this. And this one is, like, it dries pretty quickly, so even doing this method, I feel like I have to go back in a few times. Okay, then I take my preferred cream bronzer brush, which is the Omnia Balm 185 brush, and I dab it onto my hand, like so, to pick up the product. And then I always place cream bronzer like directly on top of my cheekbone, which I think Britta said she does too. So instead of like the hollows of my cheeks is like here, and I do it like where you can like feel bone, like on my cheekbone. So I just lightly stipple it on. And this product especially was also like a little more pigmented than I anticipated. So I just pick up a little bit and then start to like blend it out. And if I was trying to like actually contour, I would really keep this like in that area. But since this is like a warm bronzer shade, I typically still put it on my cheekbone, but I'm okay with it kind of like getting outside of that area. But the reason I place it on top of my cheekbone, like I said, I'm like actually hitting bone when I do this method, is because if it gets too low, then I just don't like that look on my face. And I also, with warm bronzers like this, I bring them in quite a bit. So like I stipple it here and I go like all the way into like, where is this? Maybe like right under my eyeball. Because I just like when my face looks warm. Okay, yeah, this bronzer already has like dried on my hand, so I might have to pick up some more. So then I will just go back in, do the same method. And I actually really like how matte this bronzer is. I'm sort of like showing you how I place it while also talking about the formula. I really like how matte this bronzer is because I don't have a lot of cream bronzers that do sort of dry down to like a more matte finish. And I feel like I'll really love this in the summertime. I'm actually like kind of surprised they didn't launch it in the summer because they launched it in the winter. I thought it was going to be like a dewy bronzer, but it's not. And I also really love how thin the formula is. I saw that a lot of the shades are really warm, but this one is like neutral warm on me, so it's not too like orangey. So yeah, I always place bronzer on my forehead around the perimeter, and then I go down probably like to here, and I know that's kind of far, but again, when I tan in the summer, I don't intentionally ever get color on my face, but when I do, it always like hits me right here a lot. So I find that if I don't bring it down to like this area, like the middle of my forehead, it looks unnatural on me. Like I just prefer that look because that's how I get color on my skin naturally from the sun. So I can dab it on again so you can see. But I know that on a lot of people that might be like too far down to bring bronzer, but I always like the look on me. Okay, so now that you've seen it in use, I'll sort of recap my thoughts. So the formula, like I mentioned, is way more matte than I had thought. Again, like in the photos online, it looks creamy, and I would not describe this as creamy at all. It actually, like, I had applied this, you know, a few seconds ago, and it really does dry down to like a soft focus, sort of like matte finish. And I think that's one of the reasons that I'm like keeping this, and I really do like it because I find that it's really hard to find a bronzer stick that's matte. Most of them are pretty emollient, pretty creamy, and while I like that, there are a lot of times that I want something that just looks more like matte on my face, especially in the summertime, like when it's, you know, hotter out and I don't want my cream bronzer sort of like coming off and I want it to last all day. So I really appreciate that, and I think it's something that's different from other sticks on the market. And then I also love how thin it is, because I think that if it was matte and a like thicker formula that you could like see on your face or that was more visible, I wouldn't like it. But because it's so thin, it really does blend out to be like, I think they described it as like a liquid-like stick bronzer. Let me see. It says, a breakthrough bronzing stick for a quick and visible sun-kissed glow with a smooth, seamless second skin finish to swipe on, blend, and glow. And they said this innovative yet liquid-like cream bronzer stick melts into skin for a visible sun-kissed warmth that won't fade. Ultra blendable and buildable, it glides on weightlessly, making it easy to softly sculpt the face. So yeah, they describe it as a liquid-like cream, and I think in that sense, because it looks and feels so thin, I would agree with that. And I just love that because if something was thick and matte, I just think it would show up on my face and look like makeup, and that's never what I want. So I definitely agree that it looks like second skin and it has like a liquid-like appearance, even though it does dry down matte, and it has like a soft focus. The thing I don't agree with is how they say just swipe on, blend and go, because you saw in the video, but I applied to my hand and then dabbed a brush on and then put it everywhere, because I have tried just using the stick and putting it on, and it's just so much harder to blend out in my opinion. Truly the only product I can do that with is the Cosmetics So Soft sticks. Those are way more emollient and I can put it on and blend it out, and it doesn't like mess up my base underneath, and it blends out really seamlessly. But this is not that, and I don't mind that you can't do that. I actually like never really use sticks in that way, but I just think that it's interesting that they describe it like that when I haven't had luck with that technique. But if you have and you've tried this and it works for you to easily blend out, please let me know and let everyone know in the comments. And it definitely feels lightweight and it really lasts all day on me, and I really like this. I'm really surprised. Like when I first saw it, I was kind of taken aback by the color, because I did sort of want it to be more cool tone like I said, but I think I'm going to love this even more in the summer because it is more of like a warm color on my face, like as you can see. And I love warm bronzers in the spring and summer. I prefer more like cool tone and contour shades in the fall and winter. And then I love like more matte bronzers in the summer. I mean, I love shimmer too, but for a cream, like in the summer, I really want it to last. And so I'm really excited to use this when it gets hotter out. I think it's gonna be my go-to for sure. And I do think it's a unique formula to my collection, so I'm glad I bought it. Like I said, the only thing that I want everyone to be wary of is that I've seen that the shades aren't exactly how they look online. So if you're interested in this formula from what I've said, I would just definitely go look in store to see your shade and see if you like the colors. And like I said, I hope they really expand into more cool tone shades too, because I would love like a contour version of this. Okay, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.